fans of THW. I've been reading on the blogosphere things that you've been saying about my performance at WrestleMania. Some people have even said that it was life-changing. Nay, that it was stupendous. Nay, even that it blew their minds. And while it's all well and good, I got some dust knocked off. I mean, there were some highlights. I'll admit, there was the double spear. That was pretty awesome. I was thinking to myself as I was doing it, I wish I could be getting one of these. It was that awesome. I mean, let's be honest. And maybe the pinnacle, oh, excuse me, wow, old glories get a little excited here. Get that, just like that. Oh, yeah, this is a medal that I won. The pinnacle of WrestleMania was when I connected once again with my old friend, the RKO. And it was glorious. Now, I'll be honest, the eyeballs were off the prize, if you will. Because after I connected, that sweet taste of glory was within inches! But I lost focus. And it only takes an instant. And Mark Turner capitalized. So it was 1, 2, 3, and there you go. But there's an old proverb, I believe it's from the Bible, that says the THW World Heavyweight Championship, the quest for that, it is not a sprint. Nay, it is a marathon. I believe that's in the book of Proverbs. Look it up. The translations probably. But and it's funny that would be it, because these little bumps, these are just sprints. And the road to once again holding that title around my waist, that's the marathon. And if you notice here, I actually have a few medals from some marathons. Not 5Ks for pansies, okay? We're talking marathons. We're talking legit. So, while I might have gotten the edge back, there's some things I need to work on. And myself, you the fans, America deserves better. Okay? America. The way I performed might have met some subpar standards, like BP, if you know what I'm talking about. But this is my promise to you fans, that I will not eat, sleep, and I will breathe this until it is around my waist again. That is my promise to you, the fans of THW. What are you doing here? What, you want some of that?
Precious metal. This is what you get, Adam. This is what you get us. Cost me my titles. Eat the cat food.
No! I will not eat cat food!
Eat the cat food, boss.
No! No!
Bad move, Adamos. Now, boss. Boss. Cost me my titles. Adamos. Let's see how you feel us when something you love us is taken away from you.
No.
No. Yeah. We're going to have a good time, huh? Oh, Gloria!
Yes. Okay. I like it. See what they did there. No! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chester E. Fingersworth, and I am here with a new special THW segment called Finger Food for the Soul, starring Chester A. Fingersworth. Now, in this segment, I will be interviewing various members of the THW roster, and tonight we have a special guest. Tonight, my special guest is the returning THW legend, the Weatherman. So, Weatherman, first of all, thanks for being on the show tonight.
Well, thanks for having me. Glad to be here today.
Now, Weatherman, last time we saw you here in THW, it was way back in the year 2005. What have you been up to for the last 4.75 years?
Well, after I left THW, I went back to my job at the Weather Channel, and actually been doing a lot lately. I started in a role called The Weatherman, the movie The Weatherman, which actually Nicolas Cage was in that movie also in 2005. And actually I'm currently working on a sequel for that movie.
Alright, Weatherman. Your last match in THW was well over 4 years ago. Have you had any matches outside of THW during this time period at all?
Well, I haven't wrestled full-time, but I've been doing a couple indie shows to keep in shape and keep my fans happy.
Okay, Weatherman. Well then, I must ask, why did you take such a long break from THW? Why didn't you return to THW earlier? The fans want to know.
Well, THW is near and dear to my heart, and I didn't want to return without a big impact when I came back.
Well, that's great, Weatherman. But the obvious question remains, why now? Why come back to THW at this point in time, Weatherman?
Why now? You asked the Weatherman why now? It's because, the Weatherman is not really an undercard performer. And, with Mark Turner's open contract for a title shot, I should be in the main event. That's why I want to return, because the Weatherman is for main events, really. And, it was an open opportunity for me to come back to THW and win the title back for the Weatherman.
That is beautiful poetry, Weatherman. You made me cry. But, next question. You haven't been wrestling full-time in over 4.5 years, Weatherman. Have you been keeping in good shape in your time off?
Well, you're asking me, am I in shape? Well, I'm in the best shape of my life right now. See, look at this.
Well, Weatherman, your opponent this Sunday is that dastardly Mark Turner. Do you have any words to say to this dastardly man?
Well, Mark Turner, this Sunday, you know what? I'm going to drag you from Kettering, Ohio, all the way up to Bethel Township, and you're going to be dead by the time I get done with you. There's going to be tornadoes, hurricanes, typhoons, and you know what? There's going to be a new champion. And my final forecast is there will be a new champion.
The Weatherman. The Weatherman. The Weatherman? You see, Weatherman, I'm glad you signed an open contract to face Mark Turner for the THW World Heavyweight Championship. You see, Weatherman, I'm glad you signed an open contract to face the most dominating man in THW history. You know, Weatherman, let me take you on a trip back in time. The date was October 19th, 2004. On that night, Mark Turner made his THW wrestling debut. And on that night, Mark Turner lost to the weatherman. In fact, Mark Turner never got a second opportunity to face the weatherman. Mark Turner never got a chance to make up for his loss, to avenge his loss to the weatherman. And that just eats up Mark Turner inside. In fact, the weatherman is the only person Mark Turner's ever faced that he's never beaten. Well, that's all gonna change this Sunday, weatherman. You see, weatherman, I've got a forecast for you. It's gonna be dark, and it's gonna be cold. So bundle up.